What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about how to make your pectoral muscles pop. We're going to teach you how to build up the parts of your chest that will make your chest look bigger, deeper, and more defined. So we're starting with some 65-pound dumbbells. I've done a couple warm-up sets of 30 and then I jumped to like 40s, just try to get some blood in my shoulders. Always warm up more than you think you should. Always try to get some light weights in, even push-ups to try to warm up as much as you can to protect your rotator cuffs, because if you hurt your rotator cuffs, the party stops. There ain't no more chest pressing, there ain't nothing else for a while. So take care of your joints, be easier in rotator cuffs, get good and warmed up. So we're gonna pyramid our weights on this. So we're doing flat dumbbell presses first. Here we go. I'm going for sets of 10. Little stand-up trick there. Instead of bouncing my weights, I'm easy on the dumbbells because this is my dumbbell rack and these are very expensive. I'm gonna be easy on them. So that was 65s. I'm gonna jump up and wait on this next set. I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight up to, let's say 80s on this next one. Again, I'm not powerlifting. I'm bodybuilding pretty much, but I'm gonna let the weights chill there for just a second while I stretch and while I rest. Now my rest period's on this stuff because I'm trying to get stronger, trying to get bigger, you know? You want a good mix of both. I guess you'd call it a power builder, kinda. But for this purpose, as far as getting our chest bigger, you wanna rest long enough where you can get a successful next set. You don't wanna go so fast into it and only rest 30, 45 seconds a minute to where you don't get but 4 reps. You wanna rest long enough to where you've recovered enough creatine, you've recovered enough oxygen in your blood to keep your muscles going to where you'll get all of your reps. And I'm shooting for 10. I hope I get 10. If I get 8, that's fine. If I lay down here underneath this and I only got like 5 or 6, I went too heavy because I'm trying to keep my rep range up there around that where hypertrophy happens the most readily. So, feeling good, let's do another set. Just step forward, bring those on top of your knees, and then aim your butt down to the edge of the seat. Always scoot to the edge of the bench. That way when you lean back, your head's not falling off the back end of it. Some of the old hammer strength benches are longer and you don't have to worry about that. This is a Life Fitness one. It's real common in a lot of commercial gyms right now, so scoot to the edge so you don't fall off the back of it. So, always get a couple big deep breaths, cram some oxygen down. Here we go. One more. Always re-rack your weights. Put your stuff up. Your mama don't work here. Put your stuff up. All right, so that was the 80s. I felt pretty good about that and I got 10 reps out of it. Now I'm gonna take it on up to probably, just go ahead and just jump to some 90s. Let's see what we got. It's our 3rd set of these. So that's what I'm shooting for. 3 sets of 10 on everything. I'm not trying to do something superhuman and sit here and tell you, you need to do 4 or 5 sets of everything. It's better for you to get a good workout and not blow that body part out where you can't work it again for another week. It'd be better if I got a good workout, got a little bit sore from it, and then in 3 or 4 days, do it again instead of waiting a full 7 days. So let's go ahead and carry our 90s over there. So, like I said, instead of carrying these over here and then immediately going into the set, I'm gonna set them down and catch my breath in between sets. Let everything rest for just a second. I usually try to stretch a little bit, just make sure my shoulders are good, stretch my triceps out. Always stretch a lot. Make sure that everything's pulled back. And that's another thing. If you're not stretching at the end of your workout or during your workout, you're not enabling all those muscle fibers that are just about to tear to go ahead and tear, because that's what we're here for. We're in the business of micro damage. We're trying to tear these muscles up so your body will adapt to it. So they'll respond in making them bigger and stronger and able to lift heavier weights next time. That's what it's all about, adaptation. I'm gonna wait a few more seconds on this. We're gonna blow out these 90s. Now, sometimes I do press hundreds. Sometimes I jump up to the hundreds. I've pressed 110s before in my life, but that's not something I try to do every time. The goal here is not to press the heaviest dumbbell on the rack. Again, I'm working in a rep range. So I'm trying to do enough weights, doing heavy enough weight to initiate a response and adaptation, but not so heavy that I'm only getting like 2 or 3 reps. I'm not trying to impress anybody. There's no one here to be like, oh wow, that dude pressed hundreds. And I promise the dude at your gym does not care that you just pressed 100 pound dumbbells 2.5 times and then crumpled underneath it, especially if you hurt yourself. I mean, what's that? It's not worth anything. So anyway, 3rd set, let's try these 90s. Let's see how many I get with this. Again, I'll step forward and kind of swing those up on top of my knees. Just sit down on the edge of the bench. I'm gonna pull them back against my body, so when I lay back, they actually fall into place. I don't just haphazardly fling myself backwards. This is all calculated. It's not sometimes about how strong you are to lift the weights, it's how you can handle those weights and control them. All right. Two more. Got it. Oh yeah, that felt good. Flat dumbbell presses rock. So that hits everything in your pecs. That's hitting the lower part of your pecs, it's hitting upper chest. Because it's a dumbbell, there's a lot of stabilizer muscles involved there, so it's kind of hitting everything around that. You're gonna get more out of dumbbell presses than you would out of, say, a barbell press, as far as building aesthetics and building up definition in your chest. You get a bigger, deeper range of motion, and it's not as hard as your rotator cuff. So, coming up, incline presses. We're gonna fry that upper chest. All right, so on to upper chest. So one of the big things that I want to stress here is how important it is to do lots of upper chest, upper pectoral work, because that's what gives you the thickness through your chest. Everybody knows that guy at the gym that has like these big rounded shoulders, and he's got his pecs are all down here and his nipples are pointing downward. It's because he hasn't done any upper pec work in his life. He's been sticking to just traditional, most muscular cable crossovers and flat press and bench press and forward stuff, and never does any like detailed work for his upper chest. And if you do crappy exercises, you're gonna have crappy muscles. So pay attention to the angles you're hitting your muscles from and always kind of switch them up. It's very effective. So I'm gonna go with lighter weights on this. I got up to 90s on my flat presses, which that was pretty good for me today. But now I'm gonna gear that down to just 55-pound dumbbells. Quite a bit less on this, but there's a reason behind that. Let's go ahead and knock a set out. I'm using these lighter weights because I can get more control and a better range of motion. Also, when I'm going at an angle, it puts me at a greater risk for injury. Let's get 2 more. Good. Same thing, I'll use my knees to stand up in one big fluid motion, and I'll set the weights down. Trust me, in your gym, the gym owner would appreciate it so much if you didn't just eject your dumbbells every time you did a set. Try to stand up with them. Don't give yourself a hernia getting up off the bench, but definitely be ginger with them. There's no reason to just let them fall from up over your head. That's gonna be bad for the dumbbells. No one cares that you just lifted a bunch of weight. They don't. Even that chick in the yoga pants, she really doesn't care. So I'm gonna rest just a minute. Upper pecs, I'm gonna stretch in between. And all this stuff I'm doing right now is pretty straightforward. I mean, and there isn't any magical prescription for it. It's really just about doing good solid exercises and a good rep range, you know, and not getting too crazy with it. Sometimes people do several sets. I mean, in total over there, I did probably 5, 6 sets of flat dumbbells, but really those last 3 are really the only ones I count because the other ones were so light. But in total, I did 5 sets. So I'm only doing 3 of these. I've got other things to do today, and this is gonna be effective enough. It's not about bombing it out so hard that you think you're gonna get results in like a week or 2. This is about consistency over time, and that goes into everything. Diet, exercise, your life, you know? So, second set, let's go. Pretty boring. We're staying with the same weight on this. Paying attention to only rest about 1.5 minutes or so, just enough to let our strength really catch up with us. We want to have enough strength to get it back, but we don't want to rest so long and sit here and check Instagram until, you know, we totally lose our pump. Got to keep the pump. Good range of motion. I'm not going so deep that I'm hurting myself, but I am getting a decent little stretch at the bottom of the movement. 2 more. Bring my knees up, the dumbbells meet. Look at that. It's like a little cantilever motion. So that's what that's called, right? Something like that. Set them on the bench. I will say, if you're pushing yourself, sometimes the only option is to drop the dumbbells. But if you do a controlled bounce. Don't drop them from real high, set them down. Don't ease them down. I'm not talking about like that. Don't be stupid with it, but let them control bounce. Face them down toward the ground where they fall flat on the ground and not on the edge. You'll end up with a warped dumbbell. You've probably walked into a gym in your life where the dumbbells from like 50 pounds up are all kinds of contorted and stuff. That's from the members dropping them too hard on the edge, or even possibly some gyms missing a dumbbell altogether. There won't be anything from like 70 to 90 because all those dumbbells have broken. It's broken the pin off inside of them. So a lot of gyms won't replace them because they're so expensive. Anyway, chest work. So in between sets, I'm gonna try to squeeze my pecs sometimes and really get that contraction going and try to feel that where I'm trying to work it. Stretch it back. Take my hand in like this and I'm gonna push it out like that. Really get that peak contraction where I almost feel it cramp and then back off of it. Woo! That'll light it up. Again, we're trying to really hit these pecs hard today. Last set, let's get it. Using my knee to pop them up. Three more. Trying to keep my butt down. One more. Whew. Well, that's it for my upper chest presses. Now, I've done the hard work. I've done the big compound exercises, and that's really all I'm gonna do for those. That's all the heavy stuff. Everything I'm doing from here on out is isolation work to really get those cuts in deep and to bring out that definition. So here we go. All right, this is where the magic happens. So I've done my flat presses, I've done my incline dumbbell presses. Now it's on to my isolated movements where I really target the areas I want to bring out in my chest. And like I said before, it's a game of angles. And like I said before, you want to think of your arms as the pointer at what part of your chest that you're working. So if my arms are coming together, I'm about to do some pec flies. So if my arms are coming together down here, that's the portion of my pecs that I'm going to be hitting. As I bring my arms up like this, it's hitting up here about mid to high. So I want to make sure that I'm coming up high like this up underneath my chin to get these pec flies. So to do that, I'm going to bring my arms, my flies all the way out like this side. Now, there's a lot of machines like this, and whether you've got a Cybex multi-station machine, a hammer strength cage, a big jungle gym like multi-station gym, it doesn't matter. You want your pulleys or your handles to come out exactly like a cross out in front of you, so you're able to hit that upper part of your pec like this and squeeze it and target it the most. And so the thing about this is I don't need heavy weight on this. You do want heavy enough weight where you're getting some effects out of it, where you're feeling it, but not so much that you're having to really throw your shoulders into it. Again, I'm trying to expose my pecs the most and push through the heel of my hand to make that hit my upper pecs the most. So my weight, that's only on 3. I don't even know what that means on this. That could mean 300 for all I know, but that's enough for right now. So I'm stepping with one foot out. You can stand with both feet together, whatever makes you feel stable. And on this, I'm bringing these up right underneath my chin as I bring them together. And I'm thinking, like I said, I'm thinking about smacking those together like this. I want my elbows bent slightly to where the pressure's not in my elbow. Kind of like I'm wrapping my arms around a tree or a pole. By coming up high like that, I'm really targeting those upper fibers. It's really gonna bring out the definition and the striations in your upper pecs. Let's get 3 more out of this set. One more time. Now that was heavy enough to where I started feeling the burn about 6-7 reps into it. That's pretty good. I'm gonna take it up on my next set just to kind of spice it up a little bit and see if I can get it. We'll take it up to 4. Again, I don't know what that means. These could be 10-pound plates, it could be 20-pound plates, who knows? But I know that 4 is gonna challenge me a little bit more than 3 did. I'll probably be able to still finish my reps, and that's what's important to me. Here's the thing, my muscles are pretty fatigued from all this stuff I've just done. So I want to rest a little while, but I don't want to rest so long that my body's able to recover all of my strength. I don't want to break my phone out and start looking at Facebook. Rest just long enough to kind of let that burn go away, because we're trying to really fry those upper pecs. We're trying to create a demand on them so they'll adapt and get stronger and get bigger. And hey, when it comes down to it, we all know it's about just like getting bigger and looking better naked, right? We just want to fill our shirts out better. We don't want our boobs to sag, you know? So here we go, second set. Took the weight up a little bit. Stepping out. I don't want to lose focus on the quality of my rep. That's important. Aim with your hands across the top part of your chest. That's the part we're trying to work. I don't want to have it so heavy I'm rolling forward into it. 2 more. That was good. I'm gonna keep that weight. We're gonna do one more set with that one. Again, we're gonna flex our chest real tight. Almost get it to cramp a little bit, get a good pump in there. Stretch it back. And then I'm gonna take my palms, press them together, and really try to flex those chest muscles out, bring out those striations, get those ridges, get that deep crease in the middle of your chest there. We're going to bring that out from sternum to flank. That's what we're trying to work. So we got one more set. I'm going to rest about 30 more seconds and we're going to cook it. So you can also take this down another notch lower and target the upper part of your chest to here and the outside of it. Like I said, play around with the angles. You may find one that really hits your chest more than the others. Don't just go for the traditional set the pulleys at the top and go down low. If you're only hitting this part, the lower part, that's not gonna make your pecs look that great. Honestly, it's gonna make them look kind of dumpy. So we want everything to be up here. We wanna bring out that pec want to bring out that crack in your chest. This is how you do it. One more set. Two more. Awesome. All right, so I've gotten 3 exercises on my pecs. That's pretty good. So we're gonna do one more thing though. We're gonna rest a couple minutes here and get some of our strength back. We're gonna do one finisher. I like to do one finisher on whatever body part I've worked that day, whatever muscle system, one finisher to failure, just to make sure everything's out of that tank and everything's cooked. So here we go with it. How boring would it be if I just did push-ups to finish? It doesn't have to be something special. I don't have to be hanging off the back of something on my toenails to make it all work. What matters is working to it. And at this point, I'm pretty cooked after that chest workout. So I'm just gonna get down here and I'm gonna do some push-ups to failure. Give it what you got. We're gonna spice it up and we're gonna do 4 count push-ups. So what that means is I'm gonna do 4 reps. I'm gonna go down to the bottom and hold it for 4 seconds, and then I'm gonna press 4 more, and I'm gonna continue in that cycle until I can't get up anymore. I really hope it doesn't last that long, and at this point it shouldn't. If I laid down here and I knocked out like 15, 20 reps, I didn't do something right in the beginning. So here we go, 4 count push-ups. Getting in a plank position, push-up position. I'm going down for 4, I'm doing 4 reps, then I'm holding for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't give up. This is what we worked this hard to get to. 3, 4. Here we go. Let's see if I get up. 2, 3, 4, up. Ah. And that's a finisher. I know I'm done. That's all I got. That hit everything in my chest. That's really hit that inner part of my pec right in there on the striations. It's giving me a great pump out of it. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta focus on the different angles to get your pec muscles to pop. Get the different angles, work different muscles, work exercises that you're comfortable with. But definitely move toward more compound movements where you're moving from multi-joint, from elbow, shoulder. Don't just rely on machines and everything. Do some free weights to kind of get your body to adapt. All these exercises do is work your chest in different portions of the pectoral muscle itself. And all of it is just a game of angles. It's all about hitting the muscle fibers from different areas that they're not currently being hit. The thing is you want to think about your arms being a pointer for what part of your chest that you're wanting to work. So if you're really wanting to bring out your upper chest, which actually frames your whole chest pectoral area out, that's what you want to aim for. So our flies that we did today were up high. Instead of doing the traditional way where you see guys bring their arms up real high and come down, where they're hitting this outside portion of their chest and just the lower pec, you want to bring your arms up high, almost crossing your forearms and fingers across under your chin. You might have to use lighter weight with that, and I encourage that because that's going to enable you to isolate this upper pec and really bring it out so you can get that upper ridge real good that brings this in right here. And it's all about trying to activate that muscle instead of just going for reps and just trying to sling the weight around. Really actuate the pectoral muscles as you bring them together so you can feel that upper part of your chest. Always prioritize upper chest when it comes down to chest work. A lot of people go for lower pecs and for bench press and things like that that works the whole pectoral area. But if you prioritize the upper part of your chest, it's going to bring everything up. It's going to give you this side part of your pec a little bit better, and it's going to give you more beef, more thickness through the upper part of your pecs. So focus on upper chest on every workout. Now you don't have to start with upper chest, but that's an old bodybuilding trick. If you'll start with upper chest, which no one does, if you watch everyone in the gym on chest day, everyone starts with flat bench and with bench press, flat bench work because they're strongest on that and they're going for more weight, and there's nothing wrong with that. But every once in a while, throw a monkey wrench in there and start with upper pecs and just watch what that does to your upper chest. Number one, it's gonna show you how strong you are in upper chest with incline presses whenever you start with that versus doing it second or third in the workout. So upper chest is where it's at. That will always serve you well. It'll bring out that crack in your chest and give you the thickness through here, and you'll start filling those t-shirts in no time.